We are talking a very, very cold case tonight on Angie Tribeca, in which case she goes even more rogue. Join us in just a few seconds.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
The wildness.
I know.
It's amped up
The
every
wildness
time.
that is Angie Tribeca never ends. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. We are talking season 2, episode 8. The Coast is Fear. I always love when I go into these episodes and I read what the title is, and I try to guess almost what the episode is going to be about. Do you ladies do that at all?
Oh, of course, I'm always wrong. But yeah.
I don't even try anymore. I'm like, I don't even care what the title is. I'm just going to watch the show and kind of have my own beliefs.
I
and opinions of the
overanalyze
show.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a girl in that regards.
Yeah. Who knows?
Thank you for agreeing with me. That girls overanalyze things. But like last week was Boys to Dead.
Yep.
And it was like, okay, I had a feeling that it's going to be Boys to Men, you know, something boy band. And this week it's like The Coast is Fear. And it's like, okay, what could they possibly be doing? And obviously now we know that they're dealing with the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
So first things first, let's introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
I am joined by some lovely ladies this evening. I am Michael Clouse, your host. You can follow me on Instagram at TheOnlyMC, on Twitter at Michael Clouse TV. Snapchat is on there as well. Went for a great hike today at the Hollywood sign, so check that out.
I'm excited to
Ladies.
see it after the show. Hey guys, Nadine, Della, Pelle here. You can find me everywhere at Nadine DP and the number 3.
I'm Nikki Preston. You can find me everywhere at Nikki Preston TV. And I'm just thankful that you're alive because I've done that Hollywood sign hike.
It's not
and
easy.
It is not easy.
Especially with the
Better
weather
leave early.
today in LA. I think it's
Man.
hot nationwide. But in LA, we're upper 90s, and it is sun, and we haven't gotten rain. What are we at? 50 days now?
Oh, you're
45
counting.
days?
Wow.
No, I mean, I haven't. I'm just trying to think the last time that my car got washed, because that's what
Yeah.
the rain does here in LA. It's a car wash.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I think it's been at least, it's over a month. Hands down, it's over a month.
Well, I'm impressed that you braved the weather. I've been inside an AC watching TV. That's it. I haven't gone out and been adventurous.
You're
so.
from New York. You're supposed to be able to handle
No,
that.
yeah, it's too much. I was like, an AC kind of day, kind of weekend, kind of
all right,
week.
you need that.
Kind of 50 days. An AC
You
kind of
gotta
50
have that.
days.
You gotta have that. So, talking about this episode, I think we all agreed that we were not major fans. I mean, I don't know what everyone out there thought, but we were not major fans. It almost didn't seem to progress the season at all.
I felt like we went back to season 1, a lot of the same type of jokes, and I was just so disappointed the whole time.
I think it's the fact that they're now going on this new path of Angie trying to be with Pepper and figuring out, and not actually just doing the detective fun work that we love to see. So now that it's gotten a little bit more serious, I think it's a transition we need to kind of get used to, because I predicted last week that I thought it was going to be resolved by the end of this season, the whole Mayhem Global. But I don't think that's the case anymore. So
There's 2 episodes left.
exactly. So I think it's going to transition to season 3. So I think this is like the new vibe of Angie. So I think we just have to get used to it.
I don't want to
in my
get
opinion.
used to it, no.
No.
Yeah, it almost seems like it's. I was hoping for more advancement in. Obviously, we knew last time that she was. I mean, I think we kind of predicted that she would get involved with Mayhem Global, but we didn't know how. And I almost wish that we would have learned more. Basically, that prediction this week was basically just, yeah, I'm in,
Yeah.
and that was it. We spent the entire episode going over a case. That in the back of our minds of what we wanted to see. And all we got at the end was, yes, I'm in.
Well, I think it's because the way that this episode ended this week, and the same with how it ended last week, was Angie realizing, what the heck is the point of being in the police force, helping the law,
exactly.
if you can't get anything good
Exactly.
done from it? So I think all we really needed to see were those 2 episodes of her internally trying to understand that, for her to not even care what any more details, just as long as they're
Exactly.
helping the corrupt part of society, then she's down, then she's in. So that's all she needed.
I feel like it was enough last week, though. We got the idea that she wasn't a
Yes.
part of it. I thought in the beginning of the episode we would see James Franco. She would say to him, you know, I'm in. Let's do something. And
That's one thing I had wondering. I was wondering what we thought of the intro, because I was, coming from last week thinking they're going to hit hard at the very intro and she's going to turn within the first maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And for the first 20 minutes, I mean, I'm taking notes and planning out the show and saying, here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the fact that nothing happened. And then it was like the last 5 minutes something happened. Something that we obviously need to touch on. I'm sorry. there was no relationship between Giles and Tribeca. So
it.
nobody wins.
I know,
Nobody wins.
Nobody wins
No one
this
wins.
season.
And you can't buy in for the last 2 episodes.
No.
We already decided that, so we all
Okay.
We all
we all lost.
Which means there's still only one winner on this panel.
Last season doesn't
season,
count.
no.
Come
Don't
on.
bring
it
last
counts.
season back into this.
Yeah, you
no,
can't
no, no,
carry
no.
it over to the next
No, we
season,
move
no.
on and
I'm
forward.
still savoring those Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Oh yeah. I should have given you a whole box because you would have just been staring at them. You would have been like, no, I can't eat them every day. I'm gonna mess up my abs. You
That's
would've
why. Here's the thing: you ladies see that I'm going for a hike, and you're congratulating me on being, brave and going outdoors. I do it because I like to eat food.
Oh, wow.
I love food, so I gotta exercise.
Is that the secret to
what it is.
to keeping that
what it
six,
is? You can eat
8,
whatever
9
you
pack
want
you
as
have?
long as you get outside and exercise.
Yeah.
Alright.
Now I'm the opposite. I just would rather eat healthy because I don't want to spend all the time at the gym. I'm in, out. That's it. I would rather just eat vegetables.
And I'd rather just eat what I want and sit in the AC and chill on my couch. Best of both worlds.
Hopefully you're getting to know us very well at this point, almost 2 seasons in. Starting this episode, we'll kind of go through a little bit. Very cold case. I thought the first scene was good. I thought when they talking about I have it, the Fuel-O-Matic 3000, I believe is what it was called. We all want that fridge and freezer that's gonna immediately turn something ice.
Did you just do that on purpose when you said it was a very cold case?
I
In
did,
reference
yeah.
to the dead body?
Yes.
Okay, I was making sure because I was like, that was impressive if you didn't mean to do that.
I mean, no, that was just what I do.
Yeah, no, it was great. I'm
Improv.
giving bravo.
I know.
Bravo.
Well, congratulate Second City on those improv classes.
There you
I
go.
took. The
Money
Fuel
well
like 3000, and they find the dead body. I thought it was hilarious how they're trying to get the dead body out in the background, and you almost see that was one of the things that I maybe saw with her being a little frustrated at the beginning. She pulls out the gun, and I'm like, oh, is this her being frustrated? And that's when I was like, oh, it's gonna build, it's right there, and then nothing happened on it.
Yeah.
But we see that it is Charles Michael Bucket, who is a sailor who's been missing for 3 days.
Love the
And
names. Always
Sure.
the best names in this show.
what am I missing? Is that a connection? Did I
No,
miss that?
not just in general though. They're
Oh,
always
it's
like
yeah.
the weirdest, oddest names.
Are you taking notes for when you have a kid someday?
I am actually, because I'm very picky. I don't like just any name. So maybe I'll name my kid Bucket.
Do you have to be original?
No, it doesn't have to be original. I
Okay.
just have to like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Just have to like.
No.
Yeah, and also they referred to Bucket and everyone as Seaman Bucket, but they didn't say Seaman Bucket. They
Yeah.
said Seaman
Of course.
Bucket.
Of course. they
As
didn't.
per usual. Another fun
As
one.
per
Write that
usual.
one down as an
I know, we'll
option,
write that one.
possibly.
So we obviously know the Coast Guard would be involved. We, know that the fridge company, and so we're trying to find these leads, and so they're going to them. And also, we see Chief in on the action this week. That was something that I
Yes,
enjoyed.
I was enjoying that. I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah, I think the last time we saw him actually on the field was last season when they were in the park with pretending to be the baby.
Yes.
Remember that? I think that was
Yes.
the last time
Yes, you're right.
he's actually come out on the field, and that was also a great, little scene with him. Because I think that was my favorite part was seeing him out in the field of this episode for me.
Yeah,
He's
it's
just
good that
hilarious.
You see him in a different light.
Yeah, you just see him try to, do what Angie does every day, try to get these people to do stuff in weird ways.
Another
So-
episode, though. I mean, he was out there, but Hoffman wasn't.
Oh yeah, what is going? I know. I need to give him a ring. See where he's been at. It's maybe that's why
Either
they've been
died
disappointed.
or he's like
wait.
kicked off the show.
Did we just hear that?
Could have had a
Did
bad
you just-
Hey, he could have had a bad case of fleas.
Don't joke with death of
You know?
Hoffman. That would be the saddest day of my life.
Maybe.
I'll look it up. We'll see what happened.
Okay,
to
got
hit by a
Hoffman.
bus.
I got it.
Okay, let's stop with the dramatics on killing Hoffman, the greatest
Hoffman,
character to
I'm
ever
sure
come
you're
onto the
okay. Surprised
Love
I
you,
haven't-
buddy.
Surprised I haven't seen him in the 15 dog accounts I follow on Instagram. It's got to be on there somewhere. So he gets on the field. He also has some great connections with Obama.
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone can just pick up the phone, dial
And-
Barack.
Yeah, or fake
Not even
call
plugged
Obama.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even plugged
Also,
in.
did you guys watch Orange Is the New Black at all? You're not a
No,
fan.
I guess.
I've watched a few episodes. I'm not caught up.
So the Coast Guard guy, he just got a huge, what's his name? The Coast Guard guy who's sneaking the Canadians. I
Oh.
forget the name of him. Anyway,
Yeah, I
you guys
Oh,
don't watch it.
yes.
But he just
In
has
thi-
a
in
huge
this
part
show,
in the last season of
not
Orange.
in-
So it was interesting seeing him in this light. But never mind. You guys don't get the reference. Maybe you guys do.
Yeah, so I'll be, in talking characters in general, we can kind of talk about his role, because that's something that, they go, we'll talk about the Coast Guard side, where they go to the Coast Guard. I appreciated Giles's force and energy, that they were trying to turn him down, and usually I think Giles, from what we've seen, is that he's more laid back and more chill and just would go with the flow and say, oh, well, we can't get any answers. Roughed him up a little bit.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
I think it's because Angie's kind of, like they said at the end, Angie's changed her little persona. Angie's normally that one to rough him up and stuff, or to be the first to action. So I think he's kind of, like filling in for Angie's lack of manly aggressiveness.
Yeah, and trying to maybe show that manliness to her.
Oh,
He still likes her, obviously. Tries to give her the ring at the end, doesn't work.
I know. So does that
Yikes.
kind of count? Because he did pull out the ring. There wasn't a relationship or anything.
What kind of strings are you trying to pull here?
Yes, no, yep, that does count. I win.
I'm trying to help
That's
me do
great.
that
Thank
here,
you, girl.
so
Yeah, I agree. No, mine was lip to lip lock action, so that didn't
what it
transpire.
is.
But thank you, appreciate that.
So I thought it was interesting that his kind of whole persona has changed a little bit and become more aggressive.
Yeah.
I like it.
Now, does he know about Peppers being back? I forget. I don't think so, right?
I don't think he does, no.
Okay.
And I liked it too how even he was ready to jump in and arm wrestle the guy. Normally I feel like he would have been like...
He's very aggressive.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
what it is.
Reach out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We'd love to hear. Obviously, we want to know. Like I said, I like it. I think that it's good. I'll be interested to see how it carries on. He seems frustrated at the end. But so they go and they're trying to find answers with the Coast Guard. I also really enjoyed Chief Petty Officer, who's just very petty. And it's something that was like, why is he doing? I thought it was good.
Sense.
I thought it was very clever. That's probably
like,
one of my
no.
top 10. You did not like it.
No, I wasn't feeling
Thoughts?
it.
What do you got?
I liked it though when the woman with all like this post-it note or whatever she's doing, she was licking everything. I thought
The
that
DA,
was pretty fun.
yeah.
The DA was
The
licking
DA.
yeah.
The validation. I mean, because
thought
you
that
guys
was pretty
been
funny.
places where they put like 15 little stickers on your validation card and then you're not positive. And they say down there, hey, you're a sticker short. I'm like, okay, well, how much do I owe you? It's not even worth
Reminds
the
me
50 cents. Save.
of Better Call Saul at the very beginning. That have that he's working as an attorney, and so he goes up and he's short for like 5 minutes, and they're like, "Oh, you're short," and he's like, "This was just what they gave me. I'm here defending a case," and they're like, "You got to go back and get another one." So he has to like back up, turn his car around, park, run, and he's very upset. But it can be upsetting. It can be frustrating.
No, it's valid. I think that's kind of what I like about this show too that I haven't really realized is they kind of put that Seinfeld-esque aspect to it where they put relatable things that we can all laugh at and joke about. Like also in this episode when they were discussing Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
Like, Dave and Buster's is the #1 family vacation
Getting back to the
spot.
advertisements, another thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think I really appreciated that this episode was kind of the relatable part that we can all laugh at. Like last week, the Boys to Men-esque aspect, all the boy band stuff.
Maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much. I never thought of it like that because I'm a huge Seinfeld fan.
Yeah, me too.
Are you a Seinfeld fan?
Huge
Seinfeld fan?
I am.
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't
just-
watch them all, but yeah, I was a big fan.
Just that mentality.
Yeah, we want to be able to relate, definitely. But I will give you guys advice. If you are going to Dave & Buster's and you want a lot of tokens, you know that game where you throw the ball at the little clowns?
Listen up, everyone. Take
you
notes.
can get a ton of tickets from that.
Wow.
Are you a professional at this?
I'm a professional at it, and you get 2 people to play at one time. You will, I'm telling you,
What
you can
game
take
is this
home
again?
everything. There's 3 rows of clowns, and you throw those little colored plastic balls at them and try to knock down the clowns.
Is it like the old school fair game with the milk bottles that you try to knock those over?
Yeah.
Similar?
Yeah, only
Yeah.
it's little clown faces.
clowns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm telling you, that's how you can bring home a bunch of prizes.
Let's go for it, James.
It's fun.
Wow. Everybody knows about this game.
And every time I play, I always throw my arm out because I'll get super drunk, and then I go play that game, and the next day I wake up and I'm like, why does my arm hurt? What did I do?
Oh, I got a good workout. It's
You get
D&Ds.
angry because they're so close. It seems easy, and they don't give you enough
So
balls.
here's a legitimate question. Are you supposed to use 2 people?
I don't know, to be
Or
honest.
are you doing it illegally?
It might be illegal, but there's enough room to have 2 people.
Hi,
so.
Dave and Buster. Yeah, you 2 need to start investigating because we have a cheater on our hands here. She goes to the location in Hollywood, 7 p.m.
I
every
didn't
evening.
say Hollywood.
You didn't say. He's been stalking your life a little bit.
I've been stalking you. I know.
Well.
I'm on the case.
Yeah. Well, it never doesn't say that it's not a 2-player. So
That's true.
Can't
That's
assume.
true.
Hey, my friend could be disabled or something, and she needs a little bit of help.
Just like with the basketball shooter game. That's why anytime they don't have it in a corner, nobody says you have to shoot from behind the line. You go on the side, and I use my long arms, and I
Oh
just
my
start dropping
gosh,
them in.
Michael.
Perks of being tall. I love
Stop
it.
judging. Stop judging
Now I'm
me.
judging. That's real bad. That's worse than.
Uh-oh. All right, guys. We'll have to settle this at D&B's.
Okay. So we're talking with the Coast Guard. They're wary to give out I always mix up those 2 words up. I'm gonna be honest.
Just choose one, we'll go with it.
Wary to give the information out. We know they're involved. Something's going on, and we're talking about the whole thing with her being with Pepper being involved. I don't get the fact that he's trying to fight the government, and he's like, you can't do it from the inside, you need to do it from the outside, and he's using the government to fight the government. Is that confusing to anyone else?
I don't know. I mean, it is valid point of what you're bringing up, but I think the people that have the most access to the corruptness of the government are the people in the government.
It's
so you
true.
have to find a group of people that agree with you or like-minded that have that access. Like Angie right now has access to a lot of things you can't normally
true.
get
He's also using
to try
Angie,
to change it. You know what I mean? So sneaking in Canadians across the border to vote, interesting way to go about using help from the government, but hey, it's a way, I guess. But
Do you think maybe in some ways he's just using Angie? Maybe he doesn't even really have feelings. If you really
That's
love
the-
someone,
that's
would
the
you leave
question.
someone for so long?
I don't know. I mean, and we see in the previews for next week that she's getting arrested. So would he really
Yeah.
want to put her into this type of danger if he really loved her? Or maybe
That's
it's for the better
question.
good.
Is he really? What's his main priority? Is it fixing the government, or is it these relationships? I say it's certainly not the relationship that he has with the Coast Guard guy. You know, that I'd say he's definitely using him. But you bring up a good point of, is he using Angie?
So I don't know.
That's interesting.
Also, I think it was a really funny scene when they brought Pepper because he clearly Franco wasn't on set or in that car for that scene. It was definitely just a voiceover.
Yes.
Which I thought was just absolutely hilarious. That I was just imagining Franco like in his room, like just reading these lines about Angie Tribeca.
Getting on the phone. All right, tell me when to go.
All right, tell me when to go. And like such a homie for like continuing to have this role on the show, like as much as he can. I loved it so much.
That's his new thing. Is that it follows along, and I covered him when he did the show 11/22/63, the Hulu show, and it was interesting because a lot of his recent roles are more comedic, in that he doesn't do serious acting, and so we appreciated his role in 11/22/63. But a lot of his movies, the one that he has with Seth Rogen, a lot of movies that he does there, they're all joke and like not a lot of substance to them, and obviously this continues with that.
I think that's what he's good at, though. I think he kind of should have stepped away from the drama, in my opinion.
But his only Oscar nom is for Oscar. I think he was an Academy Award winner for his role in 187 Hours.
But they
was it?
never, with comedies, they never get the appreciation. They never
They
get the awards.
they never do.
That,
It's true.
You know,
They're the ones that always stick around that you remember and bring up and can just watch over and over and over again.
127.
127. It's not 187. I was thinking
Whatever,
that
some
the
number.
gears were turning in my mind of how much.
You're thinking of 187 with Samuel L. Jackson, right?
Yes. All the numbers, room 1128 or something like that. All these.
Yeah.
All of them are floating around. So the thing that obviously we're talking about them coming in to vote, and that's because we have a new character who we didn't see much of. We'll obviously find more out about him, is mayor candidate Dreyfus. Mm-hmm. Apparently he's the fix.
I guess so. But we really don't learn why, though. We have no real reason as for why. It's just go Dreyfus, and that's it, basically. So I don't know. Maybe he's a part of the whole, wanting to get rid of Mayhem Global or a part of Mayhem Global and all that. Who knows? I don't know. I think that's something we'll discover more the next two episodes.
Do you think that he is connected to Pepper? Do you think that he is another pawn, or just someone that Pepper thinks can make a difference? I mean, that's a question for everyone.
Yeah, I think he's another pawn. I think he's just a part of what they need to kind of.
Does he
get
know?
rid
Does
of-
he know Pepper personally?
I have no idea. I don't know. I can't. You
What do you
asked me way
think?
too many questions.
What do you think?
I
Right
didn't
now,
write
5,
the show.
4, 3, 2, 1.
You only have so many predictions, but I don't know. But I really hope we learn more, and it's not that he's just like a patsy that's just there,
Yeah,
to be there.
That was just something I was wondering.
reason.
What is his connection?
Yeah.
Is it just an outsider candidate that you want someone else? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Nikki, what do you think?
I think it kind of is. I think he just wants someone else, but yeah, I feel like we're doing a lot of predictions. I don't know. I don't want to lose any more bets or anything.
You're not actually losing anything. You're not giving anything
Yeah,
up.
true. But no, I do think he doesn't care what he does as long as Mayor Perry isn't elected, whatever. We can have freaking Joe Schmo be mayor.
Yeah. I wonder if they will kind of incorporate this. Obviously, we have the big election cycle right now, and people are almost sick of the establishment government and want someone new, whether that's Trump or not. And so I'll be interested to find out what we know about this new candidate, whether he is more the outside guy versus the establishment that people kind of want to get rid of and they're sick of the government And so I bet people, average citizens, are feeling that too.
Yeah, well, it's also like with this show, though, major things like seeing Sergeant Pepper again just happened like that. There was no like real like, he was there. And then we go in the bathroom. So I feel like something important like this, or we think we should get a lot of detail on, a lot of the time Angie Tribeca doesn't give that to us. You know? So I don't know.
You calling out the writers of Angie Tribeca?
A little bit. Not really. I
camera.
love you guys.
Look into the camera.
But not calling you out. Love you. But just saying that I feel like this may be something they skip over. It's only like a 25-minute show, so.
And it gets back to what we will see before the end of the season of how much more information can they leave us with.
Exactly.
But then it's Angie Tribeca, so these last 2 episodes could be packed with so many details. Maybe they will crack the case. Or who knows, maybe like you said, we'll continue it on to season 3.
And will it be interesting, I don't know if we'll ever find out the fact that what this case focused on that we're covering today is the whistleblower had something to say, but they never give it away what he's saying.
And normally, like, what a whistleblower is someone that kind of, literally
he
like
knows a
leaks
lot.
it. Yeah, exactly. Knows a lot. So they obviously named him and nicknamed him and did that for a reason. So he was someone important. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. One of my favorite parts of the episode though was when Angie goes into bed with the petty officer, officer.
Yeah.
With what was his
general.
the general of the Coast Guard. Anyway, when he gets into bed in full uniform. Just like every single time, as his pajamas, and obviously Angie always slept like that in her uniform. So it's just funny that that's a continuous trend that they do. They never show anyone in bed with like in real pajamas or naked or whatever. So I thought it was hilarious. I love
the cold feet. It's great.
Yes. I love
good.
that part.
Yeah, that was a good
I'm
joke.
normally the one with the cold feet, so
Do you do that on purpose when someone's making you mad?
And
You
I'm
just
like,
whack them.
Yeah. Let me stick you with my cold feet.
To be honest though, right now in this heat, man, cold feet would feel good.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't know. I wish they would have covered more. I mean, this is the whole thing with this episode. We find out obviously at the end. And also that was something else I was going to bring up, is that they ended, and it goes along with them revealing the information at the very end of her kind of with Pepper. It almost seemed like the case was not that important of them solving that. It got solved not in the last 5 to 10 minutes. I think that's one of the first time that it's ever happened in the last 2 seasons that it didn't get solved in the last like 5 or 10 minutes. And you weren't hanging on like, who's the killer?
Yeah.
Who did this? Who's the culprit?
Yeah.
It was kind of fun to mix it up and have them solve the case soon, but you're right. But then nothing was going on, and I'm like, please give me something more.
I think that's the transition I was talking about earlier, how it's no longer just about the murders and solving the cases for Angie. It's now about this whole Mayhem Global thing and her transitioning into what she's going to do to help. So now there's 2 separate storylines happening, and kind of what we're used to is put in the back burner, and that's why I think it's so different for us now watching it.
I like the dark side, though. I loved the first few episodes of season where it was much darker. I want to go back to that, so I'm hoping in the last two episodes we can see a little more of that.
Well, let's talk about the last 2 episodes. Drum roll, please, for our prediction time.
Nice.
No,
Great
did you
drum roll.
do percussion or something in
I
school?
actually did. I play drums.
I could tell.
I do. So, talking the last 2 episodes, how far, a lot of things that we can talk about. Plot, how far do we think it'll advance? Relationships of her and Pepper, and Giles wanting more. And, new candidates, what do we think?
Yeah.
Spill. What do you ladies think is going to happen in the next 2 episodes? Predictions.
Well, I do not think that Angie and Giles will end up together. Because then I think it'll be like too much like season 1.
This season, you're saying?
This season, I do not think it's going to happen.
Okay.
Because then I feel like it would be too much like season 1 where they finally got together towards the end and then they start off in a weird way. At least I'm hoping. I don't want to see that again. Let's just not have them get together this season. And
Now that we all lost, it doesn't matter. That is all done.
We got to save that
done.
another bet for next season.
That's for next season. And I predict that they finish the case because I want to be done with this whole Mayhem Global. I don't want to continue it on to season 3.
Yeah, I just think predictions for next episode is that obviously we see because she's going to get arrested. I feel like that's going to happen earlier on in the episode, not the end of the episode.
Okay.
And I feel like Giles now is going to somehow get wrapped and involved in it with her.
Do you actually see her getting arrested, or do you think that it will more be her wanted?
I think she's gonna get caught for doing something.
I think
but
they're actually going to catch her.
I think they're actually gonna for doing something with something stupid. And she's going to get herself out of it somehow, but in the process of doing that, she's going to recruit more of the team onto her side, aka Giles mainly, onto her side and see what happens.
So you think Giles is going to turn?
And not turn, but do stuff for Angie because it's Angie and to prove his love. And then, maybe he'll realize it's not something good they should be doing. And then they'll figure that dynamic out towards the end of the season.
Interesting. See, I'm wondering, you get to that point where I'm thinking that she, at the end, will the season cliffhanger for next season, will her be on the run? And I think she'll be kind of wanted and will be like, where is she? She'll go missing. I don't want to say that she won't be in the last episode. I don't know. I can see I'm on IMDb right now because I'm wondering when the next season is going to premiere. It says 2017. But trying to figure out if she will be in the last episode.
Why is it showing that she's not in?
No, that's what I was. I'm
okay.
literally looking at this right now to see if she. It
She's
says,
definitely-
it
she's
says
gonna
that
be
she's
in it.
there, but how so? But I see the cliffhanger being her kind of on the run, and in that decision mode of are they going to? They're trying to look for her. Where is she? That's an interesting prediction with Giles, thinking that
I think
he will kind of turn too.
Yeah, well, I think just because he's proven the past few episodes how much he loves her and how he wants anything, he doesn't care. Everything she does is beautiful and great and
Whoa! Are
cherished.
you saying guys will do anything for a girl they love?
Yeah, you know what? Maybe even, defeat the bad guys in Mayhem Globe. We'll see.
I would actually love that prediction. I hope the writers are listening. I don't know if they started on season 3 at all, but I want them to run away. Maybe either just Angie or Angie and Giles would be fun.
Yeah.
So if this episode did anything, it left us with a lot of questions and things to look forward to, and trying to figure out what's going to happen the next 2 episodes. We will see next week. Also, Andrea Vermeulen was supposed to join us today. Conflict was not able to make that happen. We're going to try for one of the next 2 weeks. She will be here. We'll definitely make that happen. She'll be sitting in this couch that you guys don't see right here.
Excited.
And yeah.
Cool.
Before we leave,
Yeah.
where can everyone find you and follow you?
Yeah, you guys can find me everywhere at Nadine at DP and the number 3.
And you can find me at Nikki Preston TV.
There you go. You can find Nikki. You can find Nikki at Dave & Buster's, and you can find Nadine just sitting at her couch if you know where she lives.
With a dog or Hoffman or
Not
something.
that you would.
There we go.
And you can find me on Twitter at Michael Clouse TV, on Instagram at TheOnlyMC. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. Like us on iTunes. Give us 5 stars. Download the podcast. Tell your friends. Tweet us. Instagram us. That's really all fingers that I have. Thank you for joining us. Adios. See you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.